power of being flexible. Listen, when something like this hits, if you try to keep things going the way they are, you're gonna struggle. I'm telling you. You've got to learn to be flexible, adaptable. All right. Yeah, you need some structure in it, but in the end, everybody's hurting. Everybody's got symptoms. Our symptoms were all different. All right. But everyone was flexible. Everyone was adaptable. Everyone deferred to another. You saw the power of what it really means. The greater gift of living your life is to serve rather than to be served. Now, let's be honest. I had to learn to be served as well. There are times the nauseous, it was so bad. Luella was serving me. There are times that I was stronger and I served her, or Trey, or Suzanne, or they served us. And here's the other thing. We had to be so flexible and adaptable that we had to allow others serve us as well. To get that others outside of our family. I understand in a more unique way. For those in the faith community, there's these 59 Bible verses that call the one another's, comfort one another, encourage one another, support one another. I understand the value of the one another's because we had friends come up and say, what can we do? Now, I was the first to reach out. Well, we had some prescriptions written, but we couldn't go into a store to get them. So I said, I'm going to call Clay and Ann. They live in our neighborhood. And to deprive them of the ability to serve would actually be selfish on my part. And here's what I learned. I called them up, told them what's going on. Of course, they were very sympathetic and comforting. They said, what can we do? I said, I need someone to go and pick up these prescriptions. They did it. Others, what can we do? And rather than tell them no, we said, well, we need some groceries. And they would go, leave them on the front porch for us. You know what I learned? Is that when you're struggling and down and out, admit that you can't do certain things and you need help. And this is the beauty of friendships and relationships outside of your relationship, your marriage relationship or your family, is that there are people out there who love you and care about you enough that they would be honored and willing to go and do things to support you. And don't rob them of the joy of that blessing. Don't rob them of the joy of serving, of comforting you, of supporting you. I'm so grateful that we had so many people just step up and go, what can we do? Most of the time, we just wanted them to pray and care. But there are times, again, we couldn't get out of the house. We couldn't go in a store. We're all tested positive and we're all down. And so you text or you email and say, hey, we're needing this. Would you mind going to Walmart or whatever? Sure, you can do the delivery. I learned about flexibility, to be adaptable, and to ask for help. It's okay. It is. As a matter of fact, it's a blessing to ask for help. There is great joy and power in admitting that you need help and that you need others to come alongside and bear a burden with you, to comfort you and encourage you and support you. And I'm so grateful that there are people in our lives who loved us enough and were willing to do that for us. Even as I share it right now, I cannot tell you how much it means to me that they were there. You see, I understand the power of us, COVID and marriage. When us is strong, you can weather anything together, I promise you. Secondly, we had to learn flexibility, to be adaptable. Things have to change. Not everybody's up. Nobody can. There are times we are all sleeping 12 plus hours a day. Also learn it's okay to ask for help and ask for help. You have a need, and it's okay to be needy. It's okay. And by asking for help, you allow others to bless you because they want to. They just may not know how. The power of patience. You know, that passage in scripture talks about love is patient, love is kind. People call it the love chapter. But you know what I've learned about patience? You come to a place of patience when you come to recognize limited control. And I'll say that again. You come to a place of patience when you come to a realization of limited control. I want you to think of the serenity prayer right now. God grant me the serenity, which is about peace, right? To accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You see, one of the things that I come to realize is that COVID also taught us patience. I can't fix it. I can't change it. I can't make myself heal faster. There are unknowns that I just don't have. But if I allowed myself to get all worked up, trying to control something I have no power to control, trying to fix something I can't fix, that will create a lot of personal agitations for me, creates a lot more stress, which will affect my immune system anyways. I don't need that any more affected than it already is. And that would have affected the relationships in the home. We all move to patience. Patience with each other, patience with each other's snippiness or snappiness, if we were, and most of the time we weren't. Patience with each other, saying things like, I just need to sleep. Please don't come close. Patience with boundaries. Patience with oneself and wanting to heal and get over it. You know, what I learned from my COVID marriage journey is this. Patience was crucial in my mind to our healing. Because in patience, we weren't living in stress. In patience, we weren't trying to control something. In patience, we weren't allowing ourselves to get upset or angry about something we had no power to fix or control. In patience, we recognize this is just going to take time. We can't speed it up. But what we can do are control the things that we can. We took the meds that the doctors prescribed. We did the things that we knew to do. And then we trusted our healing in our body to God and time. When people get in conflict, they become impatient. And that impatience is because they're trying to fix something, control something. A lot of times you can't control something or fix something. That's the power of the serenity prayer I just said earlier. And so I learned the power of patience during COVID. We all sick, we're all down. We all don't like it. But we can't expedite or heal. It's going to take time. You do what you can do, and you got to leave the rest to time and God. So that's what I learned about the power of patience through all of this as well. It basically said, you know what? It's going to take time. All we have to do is let time work itself out.